The TV1 News is proudly brought to you by
BSP, our bank, our people.
Good evening, this is TV1 News. I'm Jasmine Iru.
And I'm Terry Longwood. Join me later on in the bulletin for sports.
In this edition, large sums of money not thoroughly reviewed, young violinist prepares for music school, and Lace City FC loses sponsorship. The nationwide consultation on the review of the form and system of government, particularly focusing on the election of the Prime Minister by the people, has officially closed. The Consultation and Law Reform Commission expressed satisfaction with the outcome of the intense 3-month consultation process. The predominant call for change in the current system of government was based on the failure of tangible services to reach remote areas. The CLRC is still accepting written submissions until July the 7th, 2023, allowing stakeholders to contribute further to the review. CLRC Chairman Saki Soloma emphasized the importance of the people's views in shaping the final report, which will be presented to the Prime Minister in December 2023. The Special Parliamentary Committee on Public Service Reform and Service Delivery has found out that large amounts of funds are paid in every fortnight and are thoroughly reviewed. Chairman of the SPC, Gary Jufa, said this is shocking and is very unsustainable for the economy.
The Special Parliamentary Committee on Public Service Reform and Service Delivery has been running several complex special projects for the past 2 years under its mandate in the public sector to provide parliamentary oversight into good governance, discipline, ill governance, and enforce oversight of basic good management. As a parliamentary committee, part of its mandate is to hold the executive arm of government accountable to Parliament for its management of the public sector. Chairman of the committee and Governor for Northern, Gary Jufa, says this daunting task of demanding accountability of the executive arm of government for positive management of the public sector is now almost impossible given the decades of neglect and carefree, unaccountable governance it has enjoyed.
It is now up to the executive government to implement the recommendations in that report. There are significant recommendations, one of which is to upgrade the software system, which had not been upgraded since, I believe, 2002. This is very alarming. The lack of an upgrade of the payroll system gave room to abuse, gave room to fraud, gave room to misuse, and it is here where we believe significant monies were diverted unlawfully, deliberately, by various persons, individuals, organizations.
The committee has engaged a reputable international audit firm, Deloitte, to do the audits, and these are some of their findings. They include large amounts paid every fortnight. Example, higher than 100,000 kina are not thoroughly reviewed. lack of data validation and data cleansing, which leads to incorrect payroll amounts, lack of automatic calculation in Alesco payroll system, lack of consistent IT audit, and lack of implementation of recommendations from previous IT audits, demarcations of functions, and there is a need to upgrade the Alesco system from version 12 to the latest version.
This audit was an independent audit carried out by a professional firm. It had absolutely no interference from the committee or the executive government.
The Deloitte payroll audit report was handed over to Chairman Jufa, who passed it on to the Prime Minister in Parliament last Thursday, June 15, 2023, in the presence of the Minister for Treasury and the Department of Personnel Management and Secretaries of Treasury, Finance and Department of Personnel Management. Freddie Moe, TV1 News.
Meantime, the Special Parliamentary Committee on Public Service Reform and Service Delivery will be tabling this report in Parliament, then examine and expand each of the audit findings on its website over the next few months in the public's interest.
We will also be looking at issues such as the cybersecurity capacity of the country and other inquiries, such as inquiry into a scam that is currently occurring in the education sector, where teachers who are leaving the education service are being scammed by various individuals within the department, within provincial government education sectors, and within private sector criminal entities that are operating. So that is
President of Kutubu local level government, John Pipi Kila, has been visiting his people in the Kutubu and Bosavi, more recently Mano village in the Faso area. Whilst there, he presented 20,000 kina for housing and church buildings for the clergy. He did the same at Inu Catholic Mission Station in the Lake Kutubu area. The LLG president committed 80,000 kina of LLG support for new church infrastructure for Inu Catholic Mission. Meantime, the construction of the 15 million kina Kila Chamber at Pimaga Station has commenced. Prime Minister James Marape has commended multinational oil and gas corporation ExxonMobil for continuing its exploration in Papua New Guinea over the last 2 years, which has revealed some good finds. The Prime Minister said the company has spent up to $300 million on exploration in those years.
Prime Minister James Marape has commended ExxonMobil for investing between 200 and 300 million US dollars on exploration in the last 2 years. He said they have been exploring in the southeastern Papuan fault belt area and have indicated some good finds which we still make sure are protected. Marape also mentioned that the government has been working on an incentive regime for ExxonMobil and those in the exploration space and would be announcing this soon. He clarified that this is so that we not only earn construction dollar for the development of the fields but also have exploration dollars coming into our country. The Prime Minister also called upon companies within the oil and gas and mining sectors to take up exploration in PNG. He further extends the call to companies holding on to exploration licenses to look into developing their fields quickly before they lose them to expiration. Marape assured the people that our country has abundant potential for oil and gas and mining and still an attractive place for investments. Freddie Moe, TV1 News.
Leader of Opposition Joseph Lelang is seeking legal interpretation at the Supreme Court for both the Defence Cooperation Agreement and the Shipwrighter Agreement signed between Papua New Guinea and the United States on May the 22nd, 2023. He said while Parliament was allowed to debate on those arguments, the government introduced the agreements without any opportunity for informed debate. The opposition leader said while he appreciates that the government has the prerogative to enter into such bilateral agreements, they should not impinge on the sovereignty and constitutional rights of our people or to expose us and our future generations to risks of war. TVWAN News continues after the break. Stay with us.
There's a sense of pride when you're able to do something right, a financial decision that has just really good benefits. With BSP Life Insurance, there's that alleviation of that worry when you pass away. The benefits of the BSP Life Insurance would meet those expenses on behalf of my family. If you're young and you have kids, you owe it to your children to make sure they're not left behind when you pass on.
With you for life.
Enjoy life when we work together, making happy memories that last forever. Hot in talk, young or old, let's calories, family meal with home. We'll bring out the smiles, cause it's our favorite for miles. Tennessee cola, scale rice, don't scale price. Tennessee cola, scale rice, don't scale price. Amber, you like it?
A true champion is measured by their courage, their determination, and their passion to never give up and to always keep trying. With a delicious Milo and milk taste and added nutrients, Milo and milk is a great way to fuel our little champions with nourishing energy every day. Because true champions give it their all.
Milo, PNG and Mia. Prime PNG made.
The Toyota JD Hi-Ace bus comes in 14 and 15-seater high-roof luxury model powered by 2.8 liters JD engine for optimal performance output, fuel efficiency and quietness, designed with improved safety features and easy maneuverability for tire steering angle. The Hi-Ace lift suspension and annular frame structure is opted for smooth ride, comfort and safety. Experience the ride on the Hi-Ace bus and experience the Hi-Ace pride, the bus that exceeds all expectation.
Right across the nation, we eat snacks crackers. Emi trupla. All get a young plan alapun, only like him snacks crackers. Only make him here, no PNG, one-time lay biscuit company. It's crunchy and tasty. It's irresistible.
They are here not to succumb to history, but to create it. Just relentless. And the Chiefs are into the final. Beautiful pass. And the try scored. The two best teams in the comp go toe-to-toe in the final we have all been waiting for.
Last week, and he can get Fremantle off to the flyer tonight. Pack Banfield waiting down, feeds it through. Frederick bounces to his feet and snaps a clever goal.
Phillips, who wants it back? Oh, he mesmerised them all, the big guy. Did he mean that to Martin? What an assist! About to go to advantage, he's bumped the goal, and they're back in front in the blink of an eye.
Welcome back. 6 new members were sworn in on Tuesday, June the 20th, to the Department of Health's newly established Special Procurement Committee. The committee will oversee the challenges that were faced previously regarding the procurement process at the department. The Department of Health had sworn in 6 new members of its newly established Special Procurement Committee this week. Chairman of the SPC and Health Secretary Dr. Osborne Liko says the committee will address the challenges faced in previous years and lead the procurement process in the department.
Health Department and Health Sector Special Procurement Committee, of course, with the challenges we have in terms of our procurement process that goes to NPC. Approvals of NPC and the tender process, then of course we get our suppliers for the orders, and you have the medicines to come. Of course, it takes time also for the procurement process from overseas, from manufacturers to arrive at our stores. Special procurement committee, I think over those challenges and the issues we faced.
With the funding limit set at 5 million kina, Dr. Liko said funds will be controlled and managed and to regulate procurement.
So the representations, my deputy is the deputy chair of the procurement committee. Then we have representation from NPC, Mr. Hitolo. Then we have the representation who is also the member of APC, is Finance Deputy Secretary, Mr. Metofa. Then we have from Chamber of Commerce, I think, and the Deputy State Solicitor, Lillian. So that makes up the 6 members of the
procurement contracts coming to NPC, and it's over the years it's become like a bottleneck, and we don't get things procured in time. So the government has actually allowed, the departments. So with this in space now, we just it's like it's a process put in place to expedite procurement of contracts. And with the health department, I think, as obviously you know, that time is of essence in everything we do. Patients don't wait for us. Patients don't wait for contracts to go through the process. When they're sick, they're sick. So time is an essential part of management of people with health issues.
For the first time, Ambassador for the PNG Kidney Foundation, Lady Emmeline Dadai, visited the Kidney Foundation to connect with dialysis patients and the PNG KF medical team. Lady Dadai was appointed to assume the role in January this year. She accepted the role and responsibility to support the mission of PNG KF to advocate on kidney health and promote a healthy lifestyle for Papua New Guineans. Dadai visited the PNG Kidney Foundation on Monday, June the 19th, for the first time to connect with dialysis patients and the PNG KF medical team. Her appointment to the role took place in January this year, and she welcomed the role and responsibility to the PNG KF mission in advocating for healthy kidneys and promote a healthy lifestyle in general for Papua New Guineans.
This is the first time I visit PNG Kidney Foundation, and it's an honor and privilege for myself. Appointed me as ambassador, so it's my duty and obligation to promote health, especially our people should know how to live a healthy lifestyle. Not only that, but eat healthy so that their kidney should be healthy. Apart from that one, this is the first in our country to have the kidney facility, so that our people should know that we have already the facility. And it's my responsibility to promote and tell other people's through my function and other events that we have a facility here in Papua New Guinea. Apart from going overseas and to the dialysis there, we have it in the country. It's a big help, especially Kidney Foundation. If you want to dialysis overseas, you have to have lots of money. So as for me, I'm very impressed with what our chairman and all the staff here is doing.
PNG KF Chairman Sir Martin Paul expressed gratitude for Lady Dadai's visitation and acknowledged her support and commitment to advocate for kidney health.
We are here to help the government. Kidney clinic focusing more on the transplant. We will be handling all the dialysis service in the country. Kidney Foundation was founded in 2009. Our biggest achievement is that you can see here, we have our own center.
PNG KF services focuses on hemodialysis treatment, kidney failure treatment options, kidney care, kidney transplant, workup for outpatients, patient counseling and education services, social welfare services to assist in rehabilitation of patients. Goroka District in Eastern Highlands hosted the first flower show in Goroka Town early this month. Florists from other districts in Eastern Highlands flocked the provincial capital to showcase their art. The show, an initiative of the Goroka Show Committee, also attracted florists from neighboring Highlands provinces and one group from Morobe. The flower show was organized to create a market opportunity for informal sector florists to sell their products. Here are the highlights from the show and participants sharing how happy they are at being part of an event that supports their craft with better things to come. Florists from Mendi, Mount Hagen, Jiwaka, Simbu, Leron in Morobe Province and in other districts in Eastern Highlands.
Mama come, boom, people look come, get to know each other. People are building this network. At the same time, this little show is helping people generating income. And I think you should get this every year.
Play people sa market, lo street, lo ngagen. Local looks away, so Mr. Silver Joagan and Mr. Golo Western Island. So now to was me got the Florida solo Goroka, so me and Master.
Plenty time. You got heavy, you go in the flower garden, you're happy just that by looking at them. You buy kisimbel isi na come out. Now too, I'm helping me all mama and bringing income, come the family, me all planting mama. I'm helping me pay more bills because now I'm time I'm hard.
Women participate and coming out, it just shows that they're involved in contributing to the ecosystem as well as the environment. As we know, we all got to play a part in it. It's our planet, and in whatever way that we can contribute, if it means that we plant trees, we grow flowers, in whatever capacity that we can contribute to the environment, I think the show is a platform to send that awareness out as well to the general public. And we have one planet, so it's up to each and every one of us to keep it safe and protect it.
Flowers are indeed a therapeutic remedy to stress. Florists who participated in the recent Goroka Flower Show could not say enough how their hobby is keeping them happy and healthy. They also spoke proudly of the type of plants and flowers they grow and the advice they had for customers who were interested. And the creativity in utilizing these plants is phenomenal. The Department of Community Development and Religion is currently reviewing the informal sector policy, which lapsed in 2014. The revised version would give a clear direction on how these florists can transition from informal sector and into the SME space and proper established businesses that can access financial and technical support to expand.
Intervention through the SME loans, you can see that it is systematically marginalizing the 80% of our women population. They can't have access to these SME loans because they're operating within the informal economy frameworks, informal economy sector. So if we can bring them in, then there we go. Women can be empowered. They can have access to the financial products, through the government intervention. So that's what we are working on.
In response to recent reports concerning the scaling back of operations in large-scale tuna processing plants, the National Fisheries Authority has issued a detailed response clarifying the facts and addressing the issues affecting the tuna industry.
The National Fisheries Authority has provided valuable insights into the challenges faced by the tuna industry. Contrary to claims that limited access to fish stocks caused the closures, the NFA emphasizes that the tuna stock status in Papua New Guinea's exclusive economic zone fishing grounds remains healthy. The NFA further highlights that the reported tuna supply issues are a result of supply chain problems between fishing vessel companies and processing plants rather than a depletion of fish stocks.
So there are other government agencies that also have to work closely with us so that it's a hologram approach in supporting the industry, the growth of the industry. So under our new management, we have been signing MOUs with the important government departments and agencies that we would need their support in terms of supporting us roll out important government policies to drive growth in the industry.
To address the supply chain issues, the NFA has implemented several policies aimed at enhancing industry operations. One such policy is the Vessel Day Scheme, which sets limits on fishing vessel days within the signatories' exclusive economic zones. After recent consultations, the NFA made a policy shift to reduce the VDS rates.
PNG flag or domestic vessels and locally based vessels, we've reduced it down to $6,500 per day for PNG flag vessels and $7,500 for locally based.
Another significant policy is the rebate scheme, designed to promote onshore processing of tuna caught in PNG waters. Under this scheme, the government initially offered a rebate of $400 per metric ton of tuna processed onshore. However, following recommendations, the rebate amount was reduced to $308 per metric ton in 2021. Since 2018, the government, through the NFA, has paid a total rebate of 1.94 billion kina to associated fishing companies. Mr. Ilakini also explained that fishing vessel companies and processing plants are separate entities with different financial and operating models. The NFA is actively addressing industry challenges by drafting policies that make supply contract visibility a requirement for licensing conditions. This will provide the government with comprehensive oversight of tuna supply to onshore processors, enabling informed policy decisions. Consultations will be held with industry stakeholders to realize the government's aspirations for the sector. Salome Vincent, TV1 News.
Regional news is next. Stay with us.
It was during and after COVID that really motivated me to want to take up life insurance. I think savings is very important, and I think One Talk Delight provides a disciplined approach to savings, and it's a good investment to want to think about the future, because it's always nice to have plans for what you want to do later on.
With you for life.
He loves the Maroons. He loves the Blues. But there's one thing that brings everyone together. SB Lager, Bungimyumi.
Hiya, Mama. You wait then, but me add him special flavor.
Put in more flavor, put in more taste. Magic kakaruki up a big smile on face. Time for Kim chicken, a great kumutu. Sip, sip, the moo, yes, magic on you.
Maggi, the taste PNG loves.
Papua New Guinea. We love a reason for a family gathering. A reason to play. A reason to ignite the flame. A reason to cook the best with the best. Flame Oil, now PNG made for PNG cooking. Flame Oil, winning taste.
Such a great crowd and wonderful atmosphere here. And the Maroons score the first try of Origin. Change of angle provided here by Surges, who surges over. Here's Tasman Gray. She'll go close. Tasman pumps the fist, celebrates the try. Outside, Chapman goes in. The Blues strike back. Sazolka from Robinson. Sazolka and Robinson combine again.
The knock-on effect, New South Wales Cup getting us started on a Saturday here. It's Canton to Moth and Drecky. That was like clockwork, that attack from the Newcastle Knights. Falls on the inside. That is too easy. Falls on to Garner. He's got a double, Luke Garner. It bounces for Wanahu Kemp. Can he get it to the line? He can.
Welcome back. Environmentalists want to double the size of Victorian national parks to prevent any return to native timber logging. The state government has brought forward its ban on native timber harvesting at the end of the year. And green groups say while it's a win for endangered species, more action is needed to future-proof the decision.
The Victorian government's ban on native timber logging is the end of a long campaign for Sarah Rees.
It'll be an era of peace, it'll be an era of working together in our communities.
The environmentalist has been battling Vic forests for more than 2 decades, and it's been a tough fight. 2 years ago, the ABC revealed the state-owned company had even hired private investigators to spy on her.
Personally, I'm relieved and deeply overjoyed by the outcome, but also emotionally left, brittle and distressed by it.
Initial government plans to ban native timber harvesting by 2030 were brought forward when environmentalists used the Supreme Court to halt logging.
It's caused certain species to decline and plummet in numbers, such as the greater glider.
Native timber forests may have been saved by the state government's decision, but environmentalists are still on the campaign trail, calling for extra action now to preserve forests into the future. They're proposing to triple the size of national parks to more than 500,000 hectares.
It isn't just throwing money at an issue, it isn't just throwing aerial seeds at an area and hoping that it grows back.
The timber industry opposes the expansion plans and says it already works to care for the environment.
It is no longer a time to leave the forests alone. They have to be actively managed. Otherwise you will have problems, pest weeds, pest animals.
But Sarah Rees believes action is needed to make sure the bans are permanent.
What we don't want to see is an end of this term and a new government come in and make kind of sweeping changes and then these areas end up logged again.
The state government says it'll work with traditional owners and communities to manage the land.
Year 10 student Brianna says she was recently told by a staff member that her braids went against her school's uniform policy. A recent study has found her experience is not isolated, as calls grow for schools to be more understanding of their pupils' cultural identity.
For Brianna, braiding her hair is how she celebrates her African roots.
It takes a whole day, so it's just a good way to sit, rewind and have a day dedicated to my culture and my hair.
But the teenager's hairstyle recently landed her in trouble at her school in regional South Australia, which demanded she take out her braids, arguing they went against uniform policy.
I got approached at the school lockers. I arrived late and the first thing that was said to me was, "What's with the hair extensions?"
Brianna's experience isn't unique. Researchers at the University of South Australia have been interviewing African Australian students, a large number of whom say they've been discriminated against over their hair.
But I think because people are now, feeling a little bit more insecure about their braids and their experiences with braids, and you definitely get treated differently with the different kind of hairstyle they have.
Braided hair has been a part of African cultures for thousands of years, used as an expression of identity and is a testament to heritage. But it's not just a way to celebrate tradition. Braids are also used to protect natural hair underneath. However, it's not a tradition that's well understood in Australia.
I think there should be more diversities within the schools just to better understand every different cultural background.
Wyndham Christian College in Melbourne's West is hoping to achieve just that. Many of the school's staff come from migrant backgrounds, which has led to much more relaxed policies around hairstyles.
We do recognize the importance of hair in the cultures that our kids come from. So we have a lot of flexibility with our hair policies here.
And they hope other schools will follow suit.
And back home, 17-year-old Charlene Sahoto dreams to be in an orchestra one day, touching hearts with soulful melodies from her violin. Currently doing grade 11 at Lei Busu Secondary School, Charlene recently became an internet sensation after a video of her playing the violin at school exhibition was uploaded on social media.
It's not every day that you see a Papua New Guinean playing the violin. Grade 11 student at the Busu Secondary School in Lei, Charlene Sahoto, went viral after a video of her playing the violin at their recent school exhibition was uploaded on social media. The 17-year-old from Manus and Bougainville dreams of being part of an international orchestra, playing on a stage with other like-minded musicians, touching hearts and minds with their melodies. With her family's support, Charlene is steadily walking towards her dream, following her acceptance into Fountain View Academy in Canada.
When I was in grade 7, this was in 2018, my mom saw a Facebook post by Irie Music School, and they said that they were going to have a 2-week music program in Mosby, and one of the instruments that they were teaching was violin. So she showed me and she was like, hey, it's violin. And by then, I had already known how to play guitar and keyboard. And so when she said violin, I was like, okay, add it to the list. And I went twice, first in 2018 and then again in 2019. At that time, we were living in Kokopo. So I only went for holiday and then I came back again. When I first held the violin, I was thinking I didn't even know these things existed in my country, but here it is. It was foreign. It was new, very new. And it was terrifying because before they actually gave us the instrument, they said, okay, this is a very delicate instrument and you have to hold it the right way. Don't hold it like this, don't touch this part. And so when they first gave me, I was very stiff.
Her first week of violin lessons were hard, with Charlene nursing bruised fingers and a stiff neck. However, by the end of the 2-week music program, she was able to comfortably play nursery rhymes. In March 2019, her mom surprised her by ordering a $60 violin from Australia. In 2020, her mom received a scholarship, so they moved to New Zealand for a year, where Charlene took regular lessons. She is excited about starting the 2023 academic year at Fountain View Academy this August. It will be a self-sponsored journey to develop her passion and talent.
The main reason why I want to go to Fountain View is, again, the music program. It's one of my dreams to be part of an orchestra and to play with all these other people playing the instrument that I'm playing. And hopefully Fountain View gets me there.
Salome Vincent, TV1 News.
And now the weather forecast for the next 24 hours. We'll have Terry Longboat with sports news after the break. Stay with us.
It's in the highs and in the lows. It's in the big things and the small things too. It's hard to put into words, but you'll know it when you see it. Terrain tamer, when quality counts.
Start your day by doing the 1, 2, 3 with Colgate. Wake up. Brush your teeth. And smile. Smile throughout your day with Colgate.
Hey, Rugby League fanatics! Want to watch the State of Origin game for you live in Sydney? Buy a new postpaid TV kit today for only 199 kina plus a plan for as low as 85 kina monthly with equivalent deposit and go into a draw to win. So what are you waiting for? Visit our Digicel HQ shop at Gordon's on weekdays between 8 a.m. and 4 p.m. or dial 1515 to speak to a TV agent to get your postpaid TV plan today. Digicel TV. More channels, more choice, more value.
Welcome to the party, buddy. Mr. Owen from outside 50. He lays a slipper into it. That's an excellent finish. A chance for Weeks, who bananas and scores, and the Swans are firing all of a sudden.
There's nothing more intense than this thing. I've been in racing my entire life since I was 3 or 4 years old. Anytime you get in one of these things, your life is in danger.
There's no room for error. I mean, this is life or death. I'm determined.
We travel across the country with this beast, and people just go nuts.
I didn't want to think like something was wrong with me. I didn't want the doctors to know that I was a sick person or like that. I really regret it.
When I was a medical student and young doctor, we used to isolate the TB patients on Guillermo Island here in Port Moresby. So that was good, but bad.
TB is the leading cause of admission in our hospital. Let's say 10, 11 admissions, 6, 7, 8 is more related to TB.
The main reason we can control TB is we get people on effective treatment and they take it for the full duration of their therapy, not just until they feel better.
And thank you for staying with us. Lay Biscuit Company is pulling out its sponsorship of Lay City FC in 2023, following the announcement Lay FC had advised loyal supporters and fans nationwide and abroad that their sponsorship had pulled the plug and won't be taking part in the 2023 National Premier League competition. It's a sad day for the Lay City FC, its followers and supporters throughout Papua New Guinea as the Lay Biscuit Company pulls the plug on sponsoring the team in PNG's semi-professional league. After almost 7 straight years and consecutive premierships to current reigning PNG champion club, the Lay Biscuit Company board chairman and franchise owner Yen Chow said he is proud to have set the standard with Lay City FC. Sadly, Chow said they couldn't do it in the OFC, coupled with continuous lack of support from PNGFA and uncertainty surrounding the future of the National Soccer League. So far, the company has already spent 500,000 kina over 2023 pre-season as competition dates continue to defer. And this comes back awarded only 20,000 kina prize money for winning the 2022 Premiership compared to the usual 100,000 kina. Chow said the decision has been on the cards for a while, indicating the main reason being soccer in PNG is unfairly represented and represents a single club only. It's been too long that the Lay Biscuit Company, as franchise owner, is losing so much as a company becoming a waste of resources to continue investing in the club, yet meets stiff opposition from the PNG soccer administrators to advance or be rewarded accordingly. Meanwhile, the NPL season 2023 yet to start continuously deferred due to lack of financial capacity by intending clubs. Chow encouraged other companies to come on board and sponsor teams as Lay Biscuit Company pulls out. Back what Chow says, ongoing nepotism that is bad for any business. He said apart from Lay Biscuit Company, 3 teams participating in the competition run under the PNGFA, while FC Morabea Wawins is sponsored by its own administrators. Medang FC is backed by the provincial government. On June 21st, fields at the University of Papua New Guinea were filled with students representing their faculties in the Unity Games.
Students of the different faculties flocked the fields of the University of Papua New Guinea to watch the Unity Games unfold. The sporting event was organized as part of the semester break for the UPNG students with the festival theme of promoting integral human development. Several sports took place across the fields, including athletics, soccer, rugby league nines, touch rugby, tennis, basketball, volleyball, to name a few. The Papua New Guinea Olympic Committee set up a booth to promote the upcoming Olympic Day on the 23rd of June. The theme for the Olympic Day is Let's Move. PNGOC Programs Coordinator Rutha Omnefa said the theme for the Olympic Day is to inspire people to do at least 30 minutes of exercise per day in a bid to decrease lifestyle diseases, which is also the aim of the World Health Organization. Rutha also mentioned that the booth was also there to provide information to the students about the importance of exercise and the Olympic values of respect, excellence, and friendship. Along with the PNG Olympic Committee were the hero athlete representatives, who are Team PNG representatives in their respective sports, who assisted students and ran exercises with them on the day. The Unity Games started on the 19th of June and will end tomorrow on the 23rd of June. Craig Kaviagu, TV1 Sports.
The Gold Coast Titans have sacked head coach Justin Holbrook effective immediately, with Des Asler taking over as his shock replacement for next season. Holbrook took over in 2020 but has paid the price for his teams leaking too many points this year. Asler was sacked by Manly board last November following the Pride jersey saga, with Anthony Siebold his replacement. Asler said he is looking forward to joining the Titans and the 2024 season. The club has a strong playing roster. The region is blessed with emerging talent, and the organization is firmly embedded in the community. Holbrook is the second NRL coach relieved of his duties this season after the Dragons parted ways with Anthony Griffin last month. New South Wales legend Benny Elias has predicted a not surprising outcome to Brad Fiedler's coaching future after his side's second series loss in a row. Fiedler, whose contract ends at the completion of the 2023 series, is under immense pressure to hold on to the job. Elias wasn't willing to criticize the former Blues 5-8 completely, but did admit an intense review is needed. After last weekend's heavy defeat at the hands of Host Plus Cup competition leaders South Logan Magpies, the SPPNG Hunters playing group has been challenged not to dwell on the loss and refocus on their next away game. The Hunters travelled to Brisbane to play Melbourne Storm feeder club Sunshine Coast Falcons in round 15 of the Host Plus Cup on Sunday. Hunters coach Stanley Tapan, though disappointed with the boys' last performance, the challenge is for the group to regroup and bounce back against the Falcons. The Hunters have had a poor track record playing away in the past 3 years, but it's something that they're addressing and hope to turn the results around moving forward. Coach Stepan admitted Hunters are a formidable side only if they can fix their attacking structure and execute better and play to their strength.
Now we travel down to Sunshine Coast. It's a longer week. I think it's a Sunday game, so yeah, we'll just work on our execution. I think defensively, like there was good efforts, but when we got to good ball, you know, we just looked a little bit disjointed. And look, I wouldn't say it's from the changes. You know, anyone that's given an opportunity must perform at this level to the best they can. So we'll just go back, work on our areas, especially our attacking and execution, and yeah, hopefully we can win this game away.
And that's our sports segment for tonight.
Thank you, Terry. And that wraps up the news tonight. Pleasant viewing. Bye for now.
Bye.
The TVWAN News was proudly brought to you by BSP, our bank, our people.